Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Oh my goodness. The San Antonio Spurs did it once again. Wembanyama did it once again. I was a little nervous, just a little bit, not a lot of nervous, just a little nervous, because I'm just like, hey, you know, we gave them a game we shouldn't have given them, but at the same time, it was only one of two ways this can go. Either we drop that game, it really screw us over, and this is a close one, and they end up getting us at the end, which, you know, that would really suck. All right, then it would have been like, okay, the elbow wasn't worth it. Or there was another reality in which the NBA notices, Wemby actually put on notice the amount of physicality that's been allowed in these games that has been kind of ridiculous and quite unfair, which I figured that if they limit the amount of physicality that the refs are allowed and they take a little bit more control of these games, that it would play in our favor. Not because we're going to be the golden child, like a lot of people try to bring this up when they talk about Wemby. They say, oh, he's the golden child, he's the one that they wanted to protect. Not because of that, but because we can guard without fouling. You can't guard Wemby without fouling, especially if you're the Timberwolves. How they've been playing against Wemby, they cannot actually guard him without fouling. We can guard you without fouling. That's no problem. If the refs say, hey, you can't foul, we can adjust and not foul. Timberwolves can't do that. Timberwolves still were trying to do the exact same thing they were doing the last games, and it didn't play in their favor. It was more fouls being called. They were actually not able to be as dirty as they've been. And one thing that I noticed, I don't know, maybe I should just dive straight into this as quickly as I am. We're going to wait. Let's let some more people come in, but I have some thoughts about this game, and Wemby really reminded me of somebody. Now, before we dive straight into it, big shout out to Prize Picks. If you guys are interested in Prize Picks whatsoever, go check it out. Actually, I don't even know how I did on my last one. I don't know if I did as well in the last one. I mean, the Lakers did perform how I thought they would, so maybe I did fine. I need to go back and look at it. But with the next one coming up with Cade versus Cleveland, I'm going to go over 19. I don't think that's crazy. I'm going to say more than 19 points. James Harden more than 14. I mean, this is, I'm not even really putting too much on the line here. Jalen Duren, PRA. I'm going less. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a jerk, but I'm going less than that. 27 PRA for Tobias Harris. I'll go more. Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll with this. I'm feeling good about this one. Anyways, you guys want to do your own lineups, go check it out. Link in the description. Use promo code HMA, and you'll get $50 instantly when you play your first $5. It's available in a multitude of different states, including Texas. So if you can do it responsibly, please go do it. Really great stuff. All right, guys. All right, so one thing that I noticed before I bring up any of the stats, one thing I noticed in this game is Wembanyama reminded me of somebody. He actually reminded me of 2016 LeBron James. That was actually the only time in LeBron's career where I actually had to sit back and question myself, is he the GOAT? Because I've always just said it's MJ no matter what. But that was the one moment where I said, I don't know, he might be the GOAT, right? And after that, I came back to reality. He's the second greatest ever. I mean, which is still, you know, really great. But in that series in particular, he beat the Golden State Warriors psychologically, man. He broke them down psychologically. He was getting in their heads. They were falling apart. And while I know it's not as high stakes as the 3-1 was with LeBron, and nor is this a good of a team as the Golden State Warriors were, but I will say that Wembanyama throwing that elbow and then going into this game and not shying away from anything really messed with them. I mean, he was playing so hard. He came in, set the tone. He was talking trash. They had back and forth trying to get him to get a flavor because they know that's the only way we can get you out of this game. This is the only way we can win is if you get kicked out. So they're trying to get in his head. But Wemby, it seems like it was almost tactical. It's like the elbow was tactical. Like it was all for a purpose. Because in this game, now that the Timberwolves can't foul as much as they've been fouling, they literally fell apart. Like, I'm watching their team not even play like a cohesive unit at all. I mean, it was just nonstop, just players just trying to do hero ball the entire time. It was an ego trip for them. Like, in Wembanyama, he can talk trash, he can block you, stare you down, say whatever to you on the court. I mean, he is nasty. He doesn't want to be your friend. But at the same time, he never lets the game get away from him. He never gets lost in it. He never becomes, like, his ego doesn't become better or more important than the team. But I'm looking at the Timberwolves, and I'm like, what is up with all these ego trips, man? Naz Reid, I mean, yeah, he has some really impressive shots in there, but he was trying to play like he was a superstar. Wemby stressed him out so much and frustrated him, made him so angry that he was out there just like jacking up shots that he shouldn't have been jacking up. That would have been better off if he would have passed it up. Anthony Edwards is going to do what Anthony Edwards do. He's going to take his shots when he can. He kind of disappeared in this one at one stretch. But it seemed like every player was doing it. Julius Randle, I'm not even a Wolves fan. I am not a Wolves fan, obviously. I am clan the Spurs fan, not clan the Wolves fan. But even I was offended. I was angry at Julius Randle during this game. I was like, I want to see an actual basketball game, okay? I want to beat you at your best. And you're kind of insulting me right now. You are insulting the San Antonio Spurs by you just throwing up shots. It was so bad. He couldn't score on Steph Castle. He couldn't score on Dylan Harper. And then he tried Wemby. I don't know why. I don't know why. And another thing that helped too with Wemby basically making this team fall apart, everyone's just falling apart, is Keldon Johnson basically had maybe his second, but let's just be real. Keldon Johnson basically had his first really good playoff game. I don't know the stats. We'll look at the stats in a minute, but he had his very first good playoff game in which he was able to get what he wanted because they couldn't just straight up foul you anymore. Like, they had to actually play you straight up. So when you have to play him straight up, he is incredible. He was really taking advantage of him. And I was really worried about this series because I thought this would be the one where Keldon does perform, because typically he's pretty decent against the Wolves, right? So I figured he'll be fine, but he really struggled in this one. But in this game in particular, when the referees were actually calling the correct calls, he looked much better, right? And it's not like the physicality completely went out the window and no one could even, it wasn't like SGA level of sensitivity when it came to the refs. It was still quite a bit of tugging and pulling and fighting and clawing. But it felt more like a NBA game, not what we've been getting those last few games. So I am just so happy to sit back and actually watch an actual basketball game, and you see the San Antonio Spurs play great defense and, do their thing. And then you're watching the Timberwolves and they kind of fall apart when they can't just like clothesline you. But yeah, hold on. Let me look at these super chats and then we'll take a look at the stats. Keldon, Big Body Mustang. Shout out to Larry for this super chat. Mustang, gold medalist, Mother effing Johnson. Yeah, he was great. Little Rock says the only negative is how much we went away from Wemby in the second, third quarters. Also, time to start Harper over Fox. Oh, is it time to start Harper over Fox? I actually thought Fox did a good job this game. I didn't look at the stats, but by the way, it's juice. You guys are crazy. Zero sugar juice. I thought Fox did fine. He just wasn't finishing. He was getting to the rim. He was creating pressure. I feel like he's been pretty aggressive the last 3 games. As you guys remember, I wasn't even angry that last game when his stats were pretty horrible. I recognize like he's getting a little bit more physical. He got to the line like 10 times last game, and in this one it was nothing different. I thought he kept the Jets on, made some good plays here or there. I think he was just missing some like layups he would usually hit in his sleep. Go Spurs, go. Wolves still playing dirty. Thank you, Lux, for the super chat, by the way. Did you see the push in the back from Gobert to Cornette? Straight dirty, no call. Of course, go Spurs, go. Yeah, and I'm not expecting them to call everything, right? Like, I'm not expecting you to call everything. I saw that too. They're not going to call everything. And the Spurs were pushing back. It's not like we were just taking it. We were constantly, doing little things here and there too. But it just felt like an actual basketball game. Like They weren't just allowing nonsense. But one thing I did notice is those egos over there at the Wolves, man, they were not playing like a team for most of this. And I give it all to Wemby because it is so difficult dealing with him. And then when he's chirping in your ear, last game he elbowed you in the face or the throat. So obviously you're going to be frustrated. You're going to try to get at him. And that's the thing. That's what makes me think it was tactical. I don't think Eminem. Why did I say Eminem? Oh my gosh, I was just listening to Eminem earlier. I don't think that Wembanyama thought that he would get ejected last game. So I'm not saying that he purposely got himself ejected, but he definitely told himself. It seemed premeditated. I think he finally told himself, if they do this again and they're not calling anything, if they foul me as much as they've been fouling me and they do it again, I'm swinging. And that's what he did. He swung. And since then, the NBA has come down on it. They're trying to be a little bit more. And it's good for both teams, by the way. Like, you're going to end up hurt. Like, we almost were on the verge of missing Dylan Harper and De'Aaron Fox in this game from injuries from last game. You know, that's how ugly it's been. Lineup change. Oh, thank you, Jay, for the super chat. He says, lineup changes in playoffs reeks desperation. Did they, what changes did they make? Let's go ahead and bring up the stats because I've been yapping. What lineup changes did they know? I noticed that they haven't been playing Bones at all. I don't think we've seen him since like the third game. Does anyone really want to see OKC steamroll the Wolves? Of course nobody wants to see that, bro. All right, let's see. Yeah, Anthony Edwards. Dang. Bro. It is so much worse than I thought. Bones defense is bad? Yeah, maybe that's what it is. This is so much worse than I thought. Oh, my. Julius Randle took 17. What are you doing, bro? What was he doing? It was horrible shots, too. I mean, he was attempting on anybody he could, bro. He couldn't shoot over Harper. He couldn't shoot over Castle. And then he tried Wemby. It's like, what are you doing? Going straight at Wemby? What are you doing? Yeah, just a bunch of ego trips, bro. I thought Jay McDaniels was fine, but that's what's funny. The funny thing about the game is, hey, when fouls are actually being called and you are fouling, you get in foul trouble because you guys can't just guard straight up. You guys so used to playing so nasty and dirty that you're not just going to get away with it anymore. And Jay McDaniels ended up with 5. How many Steph Castle have? 3. Okay, so Steph Castle kept his 3 early. Julian Champagnie had 5? Dang, Julian. Julian didn't have a good game today. Our 3-point shooting was horrible today. It was 34%, but it felt worse. All right, anyways. All right, let's give some shout outs. Victor Wembanyama, I've never witnessed a greater player than you. I'm sorry. I've never witnessed a greater player than you. I was losing my mind in that first quarter. Just the way that he sets the tone, the amount of trash talk. When they tried to get at him, he came right back with a crazy dunk. Like, you just knew it was over for them. And the beautiful thing about it, too, is when the officials are doing their job, Wemby is, doing his thing and setting the tone early. It just opened up things in the second half. Everybody started eating. Everyone started feasting. Well, not everybody. I think Champagnie had so many open shots that he could have just hit. Same with Devin Vassell. I was actually quite disappointed in Devin, but just with his shooting this game, because he had some really good looks there and he's just not knocking them down. But there was some really good shots. Funny enough, actually, now that I mentioned that, Julian Champagnie's 2 threes that he made, I'm pretty sure those were assists off from Wemby. No, actually, they were assists off of Wemby. Yeah, they were Wemby assists. So I guess my point still stands. But anyways, Keldon Johnson was able to eat. Like, I was not expecting a great Keldon game this one. But 21 points, good God almighty. Good God almighty. And I love the fact that Dylan Harper is just the obvious. He's basically the 6th man now. He was kind of the 6th man the last, 2 months. I'm not saying that Keldon shouldn't have got his Sixth Man of the Year award, but I think people that weren't really watching the Spurs didn't recognize that Dylan Harper was actually the sixth man for a while. But Dylan was great too. I mean, his rebounds, this is something that you cannot teach. His knack for rebounds is incredible. I mean, he just has really great hand-eye coordination. And this is so important. And this is what makes me very confident and comfortable if we can get past this series. And Western Conference Finals, that's going to be a dogfight, guys. But if we get past that, if we have to face like a team like the Knicks, that kind of worry me because they have like so many great defenders on team. They got, quite a bit of length here and there from their wings. They worry me just a little bit. And I always felt like, okay, going against the Timberwolves, we're going to be a little undersized, so rebounding is going to be a struggle. But Dylan Harper, bro, his knack for rebounding is genuinely amazing for a guard, and we needed every single one of them. He out-rebounded Rudy Gobert. He out-rebounded everyone on their team except for Julius Randle, who just plays like a maniac. Like, are you joking? Dang, thanks for the super chat, man. Go Spurs, go. Heck yeah, go Spurs, go. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you, Kurt. Everyone in the chat, say thank you, Kurt. Everyone say thank you, Kurt. They probably won't do it. My chat doesn't listen to me. They hate me. But yeah, he was absolutely incredible, man. Absolutely incredible. The amount of he rebounded the entire team. Anyways, sorry, I'm yapping about the same thing. Defense was great. We don't necessarily. Well, actually, the foul calls were even throughout. We had 24 and they had 24. But their fouls were just, I don't know, man. They were some rough fouls. But for us, no one really got in foul trouble except for Julian Champagny. They have like two or three main guys that pick up all these like dirty fouls, and they're the ones that got in trouble. By the way, also, when I talked about ego, because I just feel like teamwork won over ego in this game. Shannon, I don't like him, bro. I'll be honest with you guys. I do not like how he plays. He plays like he's a star, man. He tries to play like he's a star. Like, I do not like him. I don't like him. And it's not because of what happened in college. Let me stop. I don't know if y'all know that story. Let me stop. Let me chill. Let me relax. Anyways, don't really need Fox when you have Dylan. Oh, guys, come on. Let's not talk about Fox this game. Like, Fox was really important. Fox was really important. Like, I think we all can tell the writing is on the wall that Dylan Harper will end up being our superstar. Like, it's very obvious that he's going to end up being the guy. He's going to be that guy, right? But Fox the last 3 games has actually been really beneficial for us, I think. I know last game the percentage was really bad. This one, obviously, the field goal percentage isn't great. But, man, it seemed like every single one of his shots that he missed, he could have easily made. He just missed them. But he was continuously putting pressure on the Wolves. He was making really great passes. I mean, he was the man, bro. He was the man in this one. Defense was good. Like, I'm just not going to talk about Fox this game. You guys people love to say, like, when I'm on a player, like, oh, you hate this player. Oh, you hate this player. Dang, Kurt, what the heck? He's right, though. Thanks for the super chat again. He says, stop hating on Fox. Yeah, he's right, though. A lot of people will say, like, oh, you're a Castle hater, right? Now I'm a Castle glazer, right? Everyone's like, oh, you just love Castle no matter what he does. But, like, literally just a month ago or two months ago, it was like, oh, Castle's the one that you hate. Or when it was Keldon, when I was like, I don't think that he fits. Oh, you hate Keldon. It's like, obviously, I like Keldon. I want him on the team. The only player that we've had in the past that I genuinely didn't want on the team and I didn't like them as a person was DeJounte Murray. And it was very obvious if you go back in my old videos, you'll see that I did not like DeJounte Murray. It was very obvious. Like, I would talk about stuff that he's doing off the court, like little subliminals he's like throwing at the coaching staff, or him unfollowing all his teammates. Like, he always felt like his ego was over the team, even in his good season. Like, that good season he had, I was like, I'm not crazy about what I'm seeing. Now that's kind of the only player I can think of recently that I didn't genuinely want. Everyone on this roster I want to work out. I want to pan out. So if I sit here and I dog on Fox, it's not me dogging on him because I don't like him or I don't want him on the team. It's just I genuinely getting upset. I'm just being a fan. I'm getting upset. But in this game in particular, in the last two before this, I feel like Fox does not deserve as much hate as been thrown his way. Not with these performances. He's just playing better overall. Like, he's more engaged. He's doing a little bit of the dirty work. He's just more involved in everything. He's more involved with the refs. He's more involved with his teammates. The communication is on point. Yeah, he's just been better. Fox has just been overall better. I know that his injuries have made him lose a step, I think. But overall, I mean, if I can get this version of Fox every game, we're good. You know? So I'm not quick to just be like, we don't need Fox. We have Dylan. Let's calm down. Dylan's still a rookie. He's doing some really great things out there. But at the end of the day, you know, Dylan will be a superstar. But Fox is a fine player we got right now. He did a good job today. Fox was aggressive today and posed a threat to the defense. Picked up the switch aggressively. Yeah, Fox was good. Fox is fine, everyone. I hate on him too, but he'll shine. Fox has been fine. One thing I wasn't expecting was for his defense to be as good as it is recently. I expected Fox to be a player that if he's not scoring, that you can't get anything else out of him. But that has not been the case, right? That has not been the case. You can kind of see it here, even with the plus minus. Like, he's a plus 24, and he shot 6 for 15. So there's other things he's bringing other than just that. But hey, being out there with Wemby really helps too, doesn't it? Anyways, who else should we talk about, guys? Harrison Barnes. It's so funny. He had 4 minutes, but I felt like it was an impactful 4 minutes. Yeah, he got an assist and an offensive rebound. That is weird. It felt like a little bit more, but man, kudos to Mitch Johnson, because we were kind of complaining about this all season, where it's like Harrison Barnes, his minutes should be limited more, and the Spurs should lean more to their identity of defense. And it seemed like Carter Bryant just kind of took those minutes, which is really great. I do want to complain about something, though. It's not Carter's fault, but I don't know why his whistle is so much different than everyone else's whistle. Like, Carter does not get any like, we complain about Wemby, but the amount of no calls on Carter is crazy, bro. It's so crazy. I don't know what the refs deal is when it comes to Carter. Anyways, let's see. So Carter did fine. What did I drop? I dropped some. Yeah, is there anything else even to say? So here's the thing. I think Wembanyama really set the tone. He sent a message. If you're going to keep fouling me, if you're going to keep grabbing on me, you're going to keep throwing me, hooking me, this can get ugly, right? Wemby did not care. He's like, this can get ugly. It will get ugly. So the NBA and the referees have adjusted. And I don't think, and I know it's really easy for me to sit back because my team won and say, oh, this was well officiated. But I truly do mean this. The amount of physicality allowed in this series has been kind of gross. Like, to the point where it's like, this isn't even basketball. You shouldn't be allowed to yank a player's arm down while they're going for a block. That's dangerous. Or, you know, tug on his jersey as he's trying to go full speed down the court. That's dangerous. Or yanking players out of the air like they did with Dylan Harper. Like, he got yanked literally out of the air last game. That's dangerous. Going after players' knees and them nearly twisting their ankles. That's dangerous, right? Like, some of the stuff, I'm cool with physicality. I'm not one of those that's like, oh, you know, I just want my basketball so pure. No, like, I'm cool with a little bit of physicality, but you can't go back down to the 90s, man. That's not even basketball at that point. You got to officiate. You got to actually control the game and set the tone for what you're going to allow and what you're not. because it seems like the Timberwolves really wanted to fight, but you get enough foul calls on you, you got to calm down a little bit. So really good stuff. And, I think that this actually helps us going forward. If you can get to the Thunder, another team that likes to do some dirty stuff, maybe you'll get some actual, true officiating. Because Wembanyama plays with a lot of heart. He plays with a lot of grit. He really cares about the game. And, he's not out there complaining about calls all the time. He's not out there whining all the time. I mean, they literally threw him on the ground in this game, and he's just clapping on the ground. He loves it. He lives for it. So you got to protect these players, though. Because this continue, Wemby's going to keep playing through it. They're not going to cry. The Spurs aren't going to cry about it. But, nah. You don't want somebody getting hurt. Good stuff, though. You talking like Harrison Barnes? Huh? Are you talking about me? Oh, you're talking to a chatter. Vic is built for this ish. Yeah, he's built for it, dog. Revenge is sweet. Go Spurs go with the bow. Have anybody seen the Nacho Spurs guy? You can see him at the top left. Have you guys seen him? I feel like they don't put the camera on him anymore. He was awesome. Timeouts come so late after momentum changes. Oh, yeah, God, that was something I should have complained about. Nah, we're done with that segment. But yeah, I should have complained about that. Yeah, it's been bad. Mitch Johnson takes forever, bro. I don't know why he takes so long to call anything. That dude takes forever to call anything, bro. Nacho guy was there. I was there. Oh, okay, cool. They just never put the camera on him anymore. Yeah, we got to get one more win. We can't look too far ahead, I'm not disrespecting. I'm not trying to disrespect the Wolves. I'm just saying if you can get past them, what Wemby did actually helped a lot going forward. If you can get past them, what should we look at? We don't play till Friday, right? So how should we do this? How should we do this? We can do 4 segments if you guys want. Oh, I forgot about this. Okay. Guys, we got to take a look at this. I don't know if you guys saw it, but Wembanyama, before the game, was caught talking with Coach Pop. I didn't mean to hit the mic like that. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Before we do, big shout out to Prize Picks as always. I'm rolling with, this is what I was rolling with. I'll show you guys. I'm going with Cade having more than 19 points. I don't think that's that crazy. PRA, I'm going less for Jalen Duren. James Harden, I'm going more than 14 points. I don't think that's too controversial. And then I'm going more than 27 PRA for Tobias Harris. I'm feeling good about it. I think I'll do 10. I'm feeling good about it. Anyways, if you guys are interested, please go check out Prize Picks. Link in the description, or use promo code HMA. You'll get $50 instantly when you play your first $5. Or you can obviously do your own lineup and see how it goes. But if you guys want to go check it out, please do. It's available in a multitude of different states, including Texas. So if you have the means to do so, you feel like you can do it responsibly, then go check out prize picks, my boys. All right. And girls. All right. So Wembanyama was seen talking to Pop. So let me say this. Oh, that's like this guy talking. Okay, maybe we should like not just play his video, but you can see Wembanyama talking to Popovich there. So as you guys know, Pop, I did hear some stuff. So, you know, when Pop actually went in and talked to the team, or during the film session, and he was involved in it and he was there, I think that he was more so, at least from my understanding and what I heard, he was more of like a mediator, where like he would allow guys to bounce their ideas off of one another. He would ask like probing questions and stuff like that, just to kind of prompt discussion and have people say like, hey, what did you see here? What did you see here? And just kind of open up the door for that a little bit. So I would just want to say this. I tried my best not to give as much credit to Popovich for that session, because I was like, I felt like we were taking a lot away from Mitch by doing that. And I was like, that's not really fair to do that to him. But from what I heard, it actually did make a huge impact. It was a big deal. So big kudos to Pop. He's awesome. He's the GOAT for a reason. So yeah, it was as impactful as a lot of you guys assumed that it was, from what I heard. Hold on, let me see if I can get to. Okay, that's Castle. That's Mitch. I want to listen to Wemby. Usually I have the thing. Are they live right now? Why is this? What the heck? Oh, okay. Let's listen.
We'll see. Well, we'll see. Let's hear from Victor right now at the podium.
Victor, starting with figuring out what a flagrant 2 was in Minnesota, what has the last 48 hours been like for you?
Been working with the team to come back after a loss, taking care of my body, watching film, being locked in at practice. Simple as that.
Victor, your start tonight, how much of that was concerted, looking to get going early, and how much of that was within the flow of the way the game started?
He doesn't want to talk about it. Are you referring to like right after the game where the what would you call her? I guess journalist was asking him about it, the flagrant, and I think he genuinely didn't hear what she had to say about it. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think he genuinely didn't know. Like that's not the first time that's happened. Like the arena is so loud, and Wemby, you know, obviously English not being his first language, he just couldn't hear everything. So that's not the first time that's happened.
I think it's super important for us.
Oh, of course he wants to move on.
The way we start a game, because it sets the tone. Now the challenge is to do it for 48 minutes.
Yeah, whether it was stemming from.
Oh, thanks for a super chat, Chicago. In these interviews, Victor has been a lot less communicative. He's been more simplified with the answers. He's more serious, more locked in. I love this Victor. Yeah, Victor's been nasty, bro. Even in the game, he was just nasty. He's just. It's not very often that you get a player that literally has everything. Wemby has everything. Like a lot of times, these players, you know, if they're really talented or really, really athletic, you know, maybe they are lacking a little bit of that killer instinct, or, you know, maybe they're lacking a little bit of IQ, you know, like it's something that you're going to be lacking. It's only fair, right? Like Dwight Howard, for instance, if he had a different mindset, I mean, he could have been like the greatest center, maybe a top 3 center of all time. Maybe like he was stupidly aggressive, or not aggressive, but, like stupidly athletic, stupidly talented. So he could have been top 3. He ended up having a phenomenal career, but you know what I mean. But Wemby, he has everything. Like anything you want. He has the best qualities of every player that has existed. He has the best qualities of all of them. And then you topple that with being 7'6", and you just got a monster here. But he wouldn't be this if it weren't for all those influences, obviously. But the better qualities of Kobe, he got it. The better qualities of LeBron, he got it. The better qualities of Jordan, he got it. The better qualities of Hakeem, he got it. Like anybody you want to name, Tim Duncan, the better qualities of Tim Duncan, he got it. He's just mixed in one player. Victor is feeling a way about the NBA and the abuse he's taken on his role to greatness. Yeah, but he shows it on the court, right? He doesn't usually come in here and just complain about it.
The flagrant two or not, something Devin said at shoot-around this morning was that the Spurs were going to need to upset Vic to come out tonight to get this win. Mitch called it more of a mature Vic. I'm just curious if there's either one of those that you prefer, maybe another word. Just,
feel like they ain't mutually exclusive, so I'm looking for both.
Victor, after having time to reflect, would you have done things differently? Did you have any regrets about the elbow? Just
really
reflecting on after having time to reflect.
I mean, it was 2 games ago. It's the playoffs. I'm focused.
It wasn't 2 games ago. It was 1 game ago. Oh wait, he already moved on. Never mind. I guess it was 2 games ago.
Focused on the game today, and now I'm focusing on the game in Minnesota in 3 days. It's the playoff. We gotta move on, and I got to care about my team.
Victor, obviously, when they would grab you, hit you, whatever, you appeared frustrated in the past. But tonight, it seemed like it didn't phase you anymore. That there was a point where
Wemby hasn't really shown that much frustration. Like sometimes he has, but he got it all out of his system when he elbowed Nas in the face. I don't know what they're talking about. He's actually been poised this entire series, I thought.
early in the game was coming over to you saying something, you just kind of seemed to laugh it off. Like, do you feel like
because they were trying to provoke him,
after maybe getting that release, the physicality doesn't phase you in the same way anymore, and you're more used to it?
Yeah, I feel like the rage baiting would have been maybe one of the strategies. So
yeah,
I feel like we need to stay composed as a team.
That's all it was. They were trying to rage bait Wemby. Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were trying to provoke him. Like, it was so obvious, and Wemby didn't fall for it. Wemby has never been. That's the thing. Like, people try to. It's so funny how the internet works, and it's really Twitter. Twitter isn't a real place. You look at fans over at Reddit or subreddits, they're way better than this. But like, a lot of people try to paint Wemby in certain ways. Oh, he's the golden child of the NBA, right? Or they try to paint him as like a goody two shoes or whatever, or oh, he's soft. And you can't put him in a box like that. He's not soft. He's a nasty player. He doesn't care how you feel about it. He doesn't want to make any friends. He's not nice. He's nice to us. He's nice to his teammates. He hates you. He doesn't care about you. You're just in his way to a ring. That's all he sees you as. So, the idea that Wemby is like this or that, no, he's just a competitor. He's one of the ultimate competitors in the NBA. He's going to be one of the best competitors this NBA has ever seen. It was the same thing with Michael Jordan. You can't just paint him in a box where like, oh, he's the golden child. Yeah, he's the face of the NBA, but he's also very nasty, and he doesn't like you, and he doesn't care about it. And Wembanyama's elbow, I think it just shook people because they're like, oh, dear, he's dirty. No, Wemby's not dirty. He's just not going to let you punk him. He's not dirty. Like, you can try to paint him how you want to paint him, but he's the ultimate player. He's the ultimate competitor. He's not perfect. He's nowhere near his prime, which is very scary, mind you. He's already chasing his own records. But you can't just paint him in a certain light. But Wemby's 100% correct. They tried to rage bait him, but he has been poised his entire career so far. So you're not going to be able to just like rage bait him. And they kind of stopped doing that after they pissed him off and he dunked on him like right after that. Very funny. You can try though. And it also shows desperation from the Wolves. I think, me personally, I found that pretty pathetic. We just got to get him out of the game. I find that so pathetic.
Vic, just how much were you itching to just get back on the court after what happened in Game 4?
Sorry?
How much were you just itching to get back on the court?
Very, very much. I mean, I was fresh, feeling good, but honestly, it's hard to tell if it was just Game 5. Obviously, I'm gonna be excited. I'm gonna have butterflies, you know. So, excitement is not something abnormal at this point in the playoffs.
The effort from your team defensively tonight and throughout the playoffs, how would you put that into words?
The defensive effort?
Yes.
I would say it's an area where you need to be willing to do it and to do the sacrifices and to do the extra effort. And it's been working pretty well.
Say especially Perkins. Yeah, Perkins has been so flip-floppy and trying to paint it a certain way. Like, ooh, this is gonna. Oh, and that stupid narrative, man, that this is gonna set a precedent for the rest of the NBA by Wemby not getting suspended. Shut up. That is not true. Shut up. The only thing that this is gonna set is that refs are gonna have to actually call these games. That's all that happened. They're in the difference between the Spurs and the Wolves is the Spurs can defend without being dirty. We don't actually have to do that. Yeah, I hated that. I hated that talk. That was disgusting, bro. Absolutely disgusting. When we was cooking Rudy, oh my God, bro, he made Rudy. Yeah, Rudy ain't guarding Jokic.
Can get better, but when we're locked in and apply the scouting, we're really, really good.
And what role do you, or how much credit do you give Sweeney for what you guys have become defensively?
Oh, I mean, all of it.
Victor, there's a viral video of you going around arriving back in San Antonio, and Coach Pop is waiting for you at the airport, and you look very attentive to what he's saying.
By the way, Carolina Teague has been absolutely awesome. And also, what I found funny is, you know, a lot of times when she posts things, it's not really that controversial. Or it's like usually a take that, you know, most people would probably agree with. Though the one of the very few times that she actually posted something where it could be some backlash, people went crazy, bro. I don't know if it's just because she's a woman. That's probably part of it. But like I get hate for some of that stuff too. But she just said, and all she said was Wembanyama gets unfair treatment because they actually try to guard him like he's an alien. It's true. These fouls have been crazy, and bro, they went at her. And I think a lot of her questions have been really great as well. Yeah, shout out to Carolina.
I'm not asking you to give away anything private, but what does it mean to you knowing that Coach Pop was waiting for you at the airport after such an emotional game?
No, Carolina. No, tell him to. I mean, I know there's a respect thing, but tell him to give us all the details.
And was there something from that conversation, whether it was a lesson, a message, or tone that stayed with you heading into tonight's game or in tonight's game?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm not gonna leak anything he said, obviously, but
dang it,
he maybe wanted to, you know, make a statement or make his talking even more impactful by being there. But he gives feedback and talks to us regularly, you know, throughout series, throughout games. So, as always, when he speaks, everybody listens.
We're going to take a couple of friends. Dylan Harper's available in the locker room if anyone wants to go get him.
Victor, sur l'ensemble de la série.
Yeah, that's French. Okay, you got guys. Okay? I'm going to create my own head canon. Let me tell you what I think.
Greg Popovich met the Spurs.
Let me tell you what I think Popovich was telling him. As you're watching this, you can see Pop like do like a little like motion right there. You see that? You see that little motion he just did? I think what Pop was saying was next time when you throw an elbow, you can't look at him. If you look at Jaden McDaniels and you throw the elbow right here, it looks like you're just protecting the ball. So I think what he's telling him is like next time, because Pop likes that nasty. So he's like, look, Wimmy's laughing. He's like, yeah, so next time, check it out. You need to swing. And I think he also saying swing with your hips a little bit more. You swung too much with your shoulders. Make sure your hips move a little bit more. Right. That's my headcanon. Now that they don't want to tell us what he said. That's what I think Popovich was saying. Is that next time, make sure you're looking the opposite direction and you swing a little bit more with your hips. It looks more natural if you swing with your hips. Don't swing with your shoulders. That makes it look like you're trying to hurt somebody. Okay? I want some nasty. Nasty on 3. 1, 2, 3, nasty. Yeah, put your hips into it, right? Clan the lip reader. That's what I think he was saying. Yeah, swing your hips like that. Yeah. Nice. That's a screenshot, man. All right, who else we want to listen to? Who we going to listen to next? That's what I listen to, Steph. I couldn't tell with the gash on Harper. I couldn't tell if that was a scratch or if that was when he hit the ground. And maybe he hit the ground and it was like a court burn, you know, where it would open it up because your arm got stuck on the ground. I thought maybe that's what it was. I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell what that was. That was definitely a scratch. It looked like a scratch, but, you know, I couldn't tell. Show McDaniel's salty face. You guys want to... You said show McDaniel's salty face? I kind of wanted to see Castle for now. No way it was rug burn with all the sweat on him. I didn't know. That gash on Dylan Harper, I couldn't tell what it was. I couldn't tell if it was just a scratch or, like I said, a burn off the court and, like, opened up his skin a little bit. I don't know. Rug burn is worse. It really is, isn't it? Anywho, big shout out to Prize Picks. As you guys know, I'm going with more than 19 points for Cade, less than 24 points, rebound, assists for Jalen Duren, more than 14 points for James Harden, and more than 27 PRA for Tobias Harris. If you guys want to do your own lineup, please do go check it out. Just use promo code HMA, link in the description, and you'll get $50 instantly when you play your first $5. So go check out Prize Picks, available in a multitude of different states, including Texas. So go check it out. Also, I never say this, subscribe. There's a lot of people that actually check out these videos all the time and tune in and just aren't subscribed. So please subscribe, people in this live chat right now and people that might see this later. Like, it would mean a lot to me. I definitely need to start saying that more. So like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Because we're a little stagnant. Well, not the past few days, because I actually been asking people to just subscribe. But anywho, all right, let's take a look.
So everybody surely happy, and I'm assuming Steph Castle is happy as well. Steph joining us here right now on Spurs Postgame.
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. And my name's not Shirley.
Ultimate competitiveness from you guys from the start. A 24-9 start that you guys won on. What was it about?
What if I don't feel like it? Well, I guess that's an argument.
The start of this game that you guys wanted to send a message about?
I think just trying to do all the little things right, especially to start the game. Just...
All right, this is like really random, but I get really pissed off. When every time I see Steph Castle in this room, because these bobbleheads don't look anything like. Who are these people? Like, that's supposed to be George Gervin? Is that supposed to be David Robinson? That's certainly not Tim Duncan. That's supposed to be Manu? What? That kind of looks like Tony. Pisses me off.
You emphasizing not starting slow and keeping them off the offensive glass and just playing free and playing fast. We knew it was going to be a physical game, with everything that's happened, especially coming out of the last game. But, yeah, just coming out playing free. And I feel like Vic set the tone with that.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Yeah, that's true. He did. Steph needs to stop using his left arm as much. Yeah. See, I think what he's been doing is what he learned from Chris Paul. But the difference is when Chris Paul would do it, he's smoother about it. He's much smaller, so it's harder for him to get caught. And they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt when it comes to it. Steph Castle has already kind of... He already has the reputation. There's a lot of eyes on him. He already has the reputation of kind of provoking some fights, starting some stuff. And also, he's just not as smooth. And he's not as good of a ball handler as Chris Paul, where he can just, whip out so many different move sets, in the middle of a game. So yeah, it's very obvious when he is offensive fouling. It's very obvious. I still love him though. I think Castle's been great. Some bad turnovers here and there, but overall he's been awesome.
Obviously, everyone knows what happened last game with Victor, Steph, but he had that anger in him. He had that mad Victor Wembanyama in him. What did you see from the superstar tonight to start?
Is Jacob Toby wearing like 2 Rolexes? Okay. What? Okay.
I think he just put everything behind him. I feel he was super focused on, the game in front of him, and I feel like that's just his character. I've been saying it all year. He's the best player in the world, so all the outside noise doesn't really affect him.
You guys mauled him in the paint, 68-36. You, Dylan Harper, De'Aaron Fox, Victor, of course, down low. You've been so good all season long at driving. What is it about this team that makes you guys so good in the paint and wanting it to be such an emphasis in this offense?
I think it starts with the way that we guard and get out and run. We have a lot of guys that can, space and shoot the floors. And shoot. So the way that they space the floor for us in transition to allow us to get downhill, without.
By the way, guys, Spurs won by like 30, but we could have won more convincingly if Julian Champagnie and Devin Vassell would hit their open shots. We could have really destroyed them.
Shifts without extra bodies crowding. I feel like that's the main part of what.
I don't know if it's actually 2 Rolexes, but that's a lot of ice. It's a lot of ice.
Makes it so easy for us. And then, just screening and us using our talent pretty much.
Your game was awesome. 17 points, 8 of 11 from the field, 6 assists as well. What were you seeing out on the floor tonight, Steph?
Just playing free. Not.
Oh crap! Are they about to play highlights?
Are they trying to force anything?
Oh crap! They're about to do highlights. I'm just gonna put it on me as he talks till I can bring it back.
Taking the shots that were there, and just trying to stay aggressive. Throughout the game. They're a team that likes to pressure high. So, when we draw 2, just try and make the open pass, and I feel like that's what's worked for us all season.
All right, so you're now 1 win away from playing Oklahoma City in the Western Conference Finals, but you have to go.
They are not thinking about that right now.
Back on the road for Game 6. What do you think it's going to take, Steph, to close this thing out in 6 and make sure it doesn't get to a Game 7?
It's going to take everything. All the things that we've been working on and detailing, this whole series. We're going to have to put it all together to win a game on the road. We've always said, the hardest game is that closeout game. So doing it on the road is going to be even harder.
And Stephen, finally, these fans have been awesome all playoffs long. What's your message to the Spurs fans right now?
We love them.
Oh, Jacob can see it. Jacob can see it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, bro. Come on, man.
And they show nothing but support for us, and they've been doing it for us all season.
Come on,
and
bro.
They're part of the reason why we put ourselves in this position to be number 2 in the West. And, they showed up tonight, so, we don't expect anything different from them.
17 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists in 27 minutes. Steph, congratulations on the win. We'll see you in Minnesota for Game 6.
Thank you.
My guy, Steph Castle.
Good stuff. That is so funny. What happened? You didn't see what the dude was doing?
The leading win will fans right now. And finally,
Look.
These fans have been awesome all playoffs long.
gesture.
What's your message to the Spurs fans right now?
We love them. They show nothing but support for us.
Come on, man. Oh, come on, man. It's the crazy Hispanic fans. Yeah, how do they afford it? What an idiot. That lady's such an idiot. Huh? I'm sorry, but I don't get it. He's literally throwing bows. He's throwing elbows. He's doing the Vic. Yeah, he's doing the Vic. That's what made Toby laugh. Oh, yeah, he's doing the elbows, man. Yeah. Good stuff. That's funny. All right. Yeah, crazy Hispanics. How do they afford it? That is crazy to be thinking about that during a game. You are so racist. Like I don't like that's a whole new level of racism, bro. To go to a game and that's what you're thinking about. So many crazy Hispanic fans. How do they afford it? That's crazy.
From the Western Conference Finals, here's the Spurs head coach at the podium.
All right, so we can do two more. I kind of want to do Mitch. I want to see what Mitch got to say, and then I want to go over to the Timberwolves and see if they're still crying. I like when they cry. All right. Okay. So I do want to hear what my coach has to say, Mitch Johnson. I got a big complaint that I forgot to bring up in that other segment that we did, about an hour ago. I do have to bring it up because it has been a continuous thing. It's actually two things that's been bothering me with Mitch. But other than that, he's been great. He's been absolutely great. So before we get into his interview and before, I tell you what I think about that, big shout out to Prize Picks once again. I don't know why I'm waiting so long just to submit this lineup. But I got Cade getting more than 19 points. I got Jalen Duren having less than 24 PRAs. James Harden having more than 14 points. And Tobias Harris having more than 27 points, rebound, assists. Can I say something about Jalen Duren? I just want to say this because, you guys, you can get mad at me all you want with this, but everyone that kept yelling at me like, we need to get Jalen Duren, we need to get Jalen Duren. Now, looking back, obviously, hindsight, it really does suck because you got nothing out of Jeremy Sohan, as far as trading him or whatever. But Jalen Duren, literally what he's bringing is basically the same thing we're getting out of Luke Cornett, and we're not looking at a possible max contract that we have to write up for Luke Cornett. That's all I'm saying. I think a lot of those guys that are quite one-dimensional or just have a couple aspects to their game that's not phenomenal, I think those guys you can just find in free agency. You don't have to draft a lottery pick for that, nor did I think the Spurs were in a position to do that. They wanted to take some swings, which you should at that point. So, really sucks we didn't get anything out of that, but I never necessarily wanted to go after Jalen Duren. Now, if you got him now, that's cool. That's great. But throughout these playoffs, if you've been watching the Pistons, it hasn't been the greatest, bro. Like 10? 10? Yeah, I don't know. You would pick Sohan over Duren. At this point, obviously, with how things went with Sohan, it's probably looking back, it would have been J-Dub that I would have took. Just how things went down, but even with him, he's always injured. But I think that would have been a player that you could take, a little bit of a swing on. Jalen Duren, I wasn't a big proponent of taking a center in that draft at all. I didn't think that we were in a position to do that. I didn't think that was necessary to use a center on our lottery pick. So no, I wouldn't have took Duren over Jeremy. But then again, I don't know. I don't know who I would have took. I have to go back and look. But you don't need that type of player. You can get that in free agency. Anyways, sorry. That was a lot of yapping. Oop, hit the wrong one. All right, let's take a look at what Mitch has to say. Oh, wait, I was going to say what I complained about, what I'm upset about. Two things really quick. Number one, Mitch Johnson, for the love of God, when teams go on runs, why does it take you so long to call a timeout? I mean, I think they went on like a 14-2 run or something like that before we called a timeout. Like, what are we doing? Or maybe a 12-2 run. It was like, what are we doing? Call a timeout. It's very obvious that we're not going to get this together right now. That's number one. He always takes a long time. That's what young coaches do. Number two, why does it feel like we have like the worst challenges in the entire NBA? Like, man, the stuff that we challenge is so silly. It's just so silly. I don't understand it. The other game, we challenged like in the first quarter and the score was 8-11. Why would you challenge that early and just lose your challenges for the rest of the game? Or even last game, we had a challenge that we could have used at the end where it was a clear block. I think Julian Champagnie got a clear block on Anthony Edwards. We didn't call anything. They called a foul, but we did not challenge that. And it's like, we had a challenge. So those are the two things right now. It's like calling timeouts at timely moments, not putting all. And here's the thing, too, and challenges. But here's the thing, too. I think a lot of young coaches, you try to find that balance between trusting your own players and putting it in your own hands. And we've kind of seen that with Mitch Johnson quite a bit. Like, you can go back to game one where at the end he didn't call a timeout. He just trusted his team to get down the court and possibly make a shot to win it. And then also, obviously with these stretches where teams go on runs and we take forever to call a timeout, oftentimes he's just trusting the team. So it's like trying to find that balance. So I'm not saying it's easy or anything. And I've been spoiled with Popovich, so it is what it is. And by the way, critiquing doesn't necessarily mean I think I would do a better job. I don't. It's much easier to chill on my couch, eat hot wings, and, say what my coach should be doing. But nonetheless, it's something that he could work on, I think.
Came out of the locker room at halftime pretty slow, sluggish. What triggered that outburst there?
I'm out of juice.
I'm not sure, Tommy. We tried. I don't know. I got to watch the film back. I thought that we played with appropriate, which is hard to do, as we've learned in the first 10 games. I thought we played with the appropriate fear, discipline, execution, physicality, poise. And I thought we had it from an array of people tonight, and it was really good to see. And we needed everybody because at different moments of the game, different guys stepped up.
One of those guys obviously was Keldon, best game of the playoffs. What did you see from him?
Keldon was great.
As simple as it sounds, it just felt like he was being himself. He wasn't.
I think a couple things helped Keldon, honestly. Hold on, let me go to Keldon Johnson. I think a couple things helped Keldon. But the most important thing was the refs. The refs weren't doing that BS where they're just like letting so many things go. And Keldon Johnson was able to perform in that capacity. Good defensive performance too. He got a block, 2 steals. That block was really impressive. That came out of nowhere. But yeah, they actually would be called fouls if he he got to the line 5 times. He shot 5 free throws. Yeah, and a lot of these other ones, like 5 for 10. I mean, that's okay, but he was getting beat up. 2 for 8. He's getting beat up. They're able to just kind of do whatever they want. Wembanyama setting the tone early, really put a lot of attention on him, and that opened things up for Keldon as well. But yeah, this was definitely one of those games I was not holding my breath when Keldon was on the court. But yeah, he was just overall better. I don't think Keldon necessarily played that much differently, to be honest with you guys. Whereas I think the game was officiated more fairly, and that helped a player like Keldon, who is pretty one-dimensional when it comes to his offensive game. And if he's getting into the paint and he's getting fouled and they're not calling it, then it's just going to be ugly, right? Now we're saying, oh, tunnel vision, Keldon's back.
Trying to do something or trying to be anything. He's played with energy. And as he's shown in his career, and most specifically this year when he plays with that type of energy, the basketball finds him. He's in the middle of plays. He's in, gang rebound situations where there's multiple people, and he's a catalyst for that energy and that physicality and that dynamic of our team, and we need it.
Devin told us at shoot-around this morning that he expected to see upset. That kind of an example of what upset Vic looks like, or at least determined Vic.
Oh, Caps, that's a hot take, man. If Dylan had 20 shots a game, he can average near 30. That's a really hot. I mean, yeah, that's really difficult to do, to average near 30. Like, that's. I don't know about that. I think next year, though. I mean, he's really good. But I've seen plenty of stretches from Dylan Harper, even throughout the season, where the rookie shows. Averaging near 30 is really difficult. Not in today's NBA. I mean, getting near 30 is really difficult in today's NBA. He's super efficient. He is very efficient. Like, getting over 20 isn't that special in today's NBA. Getting near 30 is very special. Actually, I'm gonna let Mitch talk, but I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, I don't know what the word was. I think the one thing the one word I'd like to use just to mature. I think there was a lot that's happened in the last 48 hours in the last game, and I think how that young man came out tonight and played in a variety of ways, in a variety of situations, not just.
Let's see. So near 30, we're talking like 28. You say 27. Ah, man. If you're saying like near 27, you're literally talking Cade, SGA, and Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell. Like, I don't know about that. I'm just gonna say no. Also, you're forgetting the fact that like their 3-point percentages have been pretty decent. SGA 32 ain't that great. Donovan Mitchell 32 ain't that great. But when it comes to him in particular, 3-point shooting was really bad early on, and it just got better as the season went on. So I don't know if he would have averaged that. Yeah, 27, 29. Nah, bro. That's like 3 players. That's 3 players in the league that can do that. And this is superstar caliber right here. Jalen Brunson, SGA, and Cade Cunningham. Like, that's. I mean, think about the players that aren't doing that. I mean, Vic ain't even doing that. Yeah, Victor Wembanyama ain't even doing that. Oh wait, these are 11 games played. I'm so stupid. Hold on. Let's do regular season. That was postseason. All right, let's see. All right. This helps us a little bit. 27 to 30. Nah, still, this is really different. Like, look who's in. Dang, I didn't realize Devin Booker has had an off season and he's still averaging 26. That's pretty impressive. Nikola Jokic, Donovan Mitchell, Kawhi, Maxey, Jaylen Brown, Anthony Edwards, Luka, SGA. Nah. Like I said, Wemby ain't even doing that. Oop. Clan, after this playoffs confidence, let's say I'm a crazy in crazy world, Fox goes down, he would average the next year. Wait, what? You're gonna have to rephrase that. All right, let's go back to what Mitch has to say. I'll read it in a minute.
In terms of his production, was extremely mature.
And then defensively, start to finish, what did you think about the performance? Another sub 100-point game in the playoffs for you guys.
I thought we did a good job of having resistance early in the clock. They've shown as the series gone on, they've tried to play faster at times, and they're tough when they get downhill. And I think when we've had better starting spots, more connectivity at the start of possessions, I think it's really helped us be on a string and be organized and connected defensively. And that helps you out when they have so many guys that get downhill and thrive at getting momentum in space.
Were De'Aaron and Dylan close to not playing, or was it a tough call at all? Or
it was close because I didn't know when I walked in the building if they were going to play. It was real. And I thought for that young rookie, and De'Aaron, who hardly misses games ever. For those two guys to have performances like that was as strong as a statement for us in that locker room as Victor's. Different circumstances and obviously different attention from the external, which we understand, but for what those two guys did and when we know where they're at and what we needed, it's a big-time performance.
This series from both sides where leads are built and leads evaporate and it turns into a dogfight. I think y'all entered the fourth quarter up.
I think we need a. I'm just like glancing at the chat. I think when we talk about Dylan Harper, let me say this, put this out there. Dylan Harper is going to be a superstar. It's very obvious. I love it. I was one of the people that everyone was driving or calling crazy because I thought that he would start like at the beginning of the season. Like I was like, he's that good that he could start at the beginning of the season. But I also think, you know, you got to keep in mind his role right now and like how efficient he's capable of being, where he comes off the bench, he goes against second units, and as the games go on, obviously he's going against starters too. But oftentimes that's kind of what we see him in. He's just better than any bench unit that you can put in front of him. Like he's just better. He's more talented than any of them. So I think that helps his efficiency too. It's just a whole nother beast when you're talking playoff games, starting, and the ball is in your hands most of the time. Like, I'm not saying he can't handle that because he plays winning basketball. He's a very smart player. He's awesome, and I love him. But I think that we're severely underrating even Fox the last 3 games. Like, I know Fox percentages hasn't been the best. He hasn't been as efficient as he could. And I've been on – you guys know I've been on him. I've been really upset about Fox. But I think these last 3 games, he has been doing a really great job of keeping pressure on defenses, making the right reads, making the right passes. His defense has been really good as well. And a lot of eyes are on him quite often. I just think he's been doing a really good job. He's missed a lot of layups in this last game where he should have hit a lot of them. They were pretty easy for him. But him putting himself in position to make those plays have been really good. Now, do I think Dylan Harper will be better than Fox? Yes, easily. Like, I don't think that that's even a question. I think most of us agree with his size, with his physicality, with his craftiness on both ends of the court. Like, he's incredible. Like, Dylan Harper's incredible. But I'm just saying it's a whole different beast when you're the one getting all of the attention, all of the possessions in your hands, or most of all the possessions in your hands. I just think it's different. Not to say he couldn't do it. Maybe next year he would be able to. I'm just saying when we're just saying like if it wasn't Fox, this is what it would look like. We don't necessarily know that, you know. And Fox has been doing a lot of small things the last few games that have helped us a lot. I don't know. That's all I'm saying. But yeah.
Up 18 and it never dropped below 11, went up as many as 29. You know, what did you make of their response to not letting that lead slip away or, you know, any part of the game get away from them?
Yeah, we had a few times where, and some of their runs also felt like we might have just missed a shot or two and it snowballed a little bit and we just didn't stay with it quite enough. And then whether they made a couple shots because they're a hell of a team and they're going to make shots, or we allowed it to seep in just even a little bit. That's how fast leads can evaporate. I thought we had a couple times tonight where we kind of drew the line and said enough was enough, whatever that meant. Sometimes that's making a shot. Sometimes that's setting the right screen. Sometimes that's blocking your guy out so your teammate can get a rebound. But there's a lot of little things that go into stopping runs and starting runs. And I think the more that we continue to commit to all of that, it'll really help us out.
Coach, during the playoffs, the emotions seem to be a lot more prominent, especially within the last 48 hours. So how do you coach emotional discipline without taking away the edge of what makes a player special?
You're referring to Victor, or in general?
In general, or Victor as well.
I think that our team has been even in these playoffs, a lot of different situations, and we played without Victor, and Victor's come back, while missing a game or part of a game. And I think our group is very secure with where we're at and who they are. And I think when you have that with the level of fearlessness, you may be lacking in some things like experience or in reference points in terms of what you're walking through, but we're very comfortable with who we are and where we're at, and we're going to continue to just try to lean into our habits and our execution that we go over every day, and things about being connected and together.
Coach, thanks. We have Chris Brady, players.
Nice. I see you guys still going back and forth about Fox versus Dylan Harper. I'll just say this. I don't think Fox hurts us being on this team. What hurts us sometimes is when Fox doesn't have it and he's not being as aggressive on both ends, or he's kind of losing himself a little bit. He's letting his emotions get the best of him, even while he's being inefficient, and then it just gets to a point where it's like, okay, you're being a little bit of a detriment. But I think the main thing is coaching just recognizing and being okay with and comfortable with benching Fox sometimes when he's hurting the team. But honestly, I think the last 3 games he hasn't been. And what I'm just saying is his talent. Maybe he's not worth the max, obviously, the max contract, but his talent overall and the amount of attention that he brings and what he's capable of at any given moment, just going on a crazy run or making some really difficult shots, and as good of a defender and as aggressive he's been in the last 3 games, I just don't think that he hurts the team at all. He only hurts the team when he's inefficient, along with not necessarily being there or ball watching and stuff like that. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say that he feels a little bit more comfortable now. I just wish that our coaching staff sometimes would be comfortable with going with different guys. And it's not just Fox, it goes for everybody, maybe apart from Wemby. If Wemby's struggling, he's just struggling, whatever, he got to play. But everyone else, whether it be Castle, whether it be Dylan Harper, whether it be Carter Bryant, whether it be Keldon Johnson, anybody, if they're struggling and they're hurting the team in that moment, they should be benched. And I think that the thing that sucks with Fox is because of the way he's getting paid and because of his reputation and because of Spurs trying to be respectful, sometimes with him he'll play longer minutes than he should, right? That doesn't necessarily mean Dylan Harper comes in, takes his place, and he's just so much better, 100 times better as a starter. Maybe not right now, maybe not. But I do think some games he will be, and he could be if we would just sit him. And sometimes Fox can be better than Dylan, right? So I think that Fox gets even more hate because every time I complain about Fox, if you guys go back, most of the time it's a combo. It's Mitch and Fox. Because I feel like we're not utilizing Fox or setting up any actions for him, and we're just asking him to save us, and our coaching staff doesn't recognize this isn't working. So yeah, I think it's always been like kind of a combo between those two when I get upset about Fox. But at the end of the day, I don't necessarily think he hurts the team 100% or nothing like that. Like, if he's playing as aggressive as he's been playing this game and the last 2, he's fine, bro. Actually, it's not even like a full 3 games yet that he's done it. It's been like 2.5. Like the second half of that other game, he did really well. Anyways. I'm doing Caps going at it. All right, guys, come on. Let's not be Nas and Wemby right now. Fox's handles are underrated too. Yeah, his handles are crazy. I just like him. Just being free. I like Fox playing free and aggressive and tough and not worrying too much. He's just so much better that way. All right. All right, let's take a look here. Okay. All right, guys. I am a Spurs fan. I was happy with the performance that I saw, but a lot of things from the Timberwolves had me scratching my head. I said this in another segment, and I'll say it again. I think Wembanyama really put them in a position where they had to choose. Either you can choose your ego or you can choose your team. And I think that the Timberwolves undoubtedly chose their ego. The amount of hero ball they were attempting to play, the amount of just shot chucking that they attempted to do, no one calmed down. No one, tried to reassess the situation and say, hey, maybe we should play like a team. Wemby really stressed them out at the beginning of the game, punched them in the mouth, and they did not recover. Like, even when the game got close, I wasn't worried that the Timberwolves were going to take it because their play style was just kind of horrible, especially Julius Randle and even Naz Reid. The attempts that he was taking was pathetic. It was like, what are you doing? You're trying to outshine Wemby. And the difference between Wemby and the entire Timberwolves team is that Wemby has an ego. We all do. Everyone does. He wants to be the greatest ever. How do you not have an ego? But he was able to tame it. He knew, let me come in, set the tone, talk my trash, get in your face, block you, dunk on you, do whatever I can, shoot threes on your center, do all this stuff. And then the second half, when you start focusing on me, I'm going to be more of a facilitator for my teammates. But the Timberwolves, the entire game, it felt like they were trying to prove something to Wemby. Like, it was sad. It was really sad. So I want to take a look at what they have to say after this game. Hopefully there's no retrospective thoughts about it. Hopefully it's no introspection at all. Hopefully they're just like, hey, we just missed some shots. That would be a really good sign. So I want to see what their coach has to say. I want to see what Julius Randle has to say. I want to see what Naz Reid has to say. And I guess we'll kind of skim through what Anthony Edwards had to say. But before we take a look at that, big shout out to Prize Picks. This is what I'm going with. I keep saying this is what I'm going with, but I'm just going to go ahead and put it in now. So we got K getting more than 19 points. Jalen Duren getting less than 23 or 24 PRA. We had Tobias here. Hey, there we go. We had Tobias Harris getting. What do we have Tobias Harris getting? Hold on, I'm gonna go back to it. They have to do the whole thing to make sure I'm human. If it was Wemby, this wouldn't go through. I don't know if you guys knew that. If it was Wemby, it wouldn't go through. Okay, here we go. We got James Harden more than. Okay, we got James Harden more than 14. Jalen Duren less than 24 PRA, and we got Tobias Harris more than 27 PRA. So that's what I'm rolling with. We'll see how I do. But if you guys are interested, go check it out. Link in the description. Do your own lineups. If you have the means to do so and you feel like you can do it responsibly, use promo code HMA. And you'll get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 on your lineup. Also, guys, please subscribe to the channel. I never bring that up. I never say it. I need to say it more often. Subscribe, please. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Because I want the channel to grow, and I feel like we've been at 18K for a while. Like, this, I won't feel legit until we get to 20, honestly, if I'm being honest with you guys. So please subscribe. There's a lot of people that watch that don't actually hit the button, so I kind of forget. And a lot of people will say, I didn't even know I wasn't subscribed. So do that for your boy. All right, let's start with the coach. He cried a lot.
Chris, you got right here.
Yeah.
You guys got back into it in the third quarter there and came back to tie. Where did you see it slip after that?
I mean, we went away from what was working, and then our defense was just cratered. We gave up 30 points, I think, in the last 6 minutes of the third quarter.
An issue with the Timberwolves as well is that they're very inconsistent in the middle of games. Like, they do that all the time. They'll become inconsistent in the midst of a game. In the midst of battle, they'll do that. I saw them do it with the Nuggets, too.
A lot of it was just ball contained, ball contained stuff. And offensively we found stuff that was working. Then we just started breaking off plays, and that's my job. I got to get us back on track. That's on me.
Is there
guys, we're coming after a game 5. The Spurs are 1 win away from beating you. Good sign when your coach starts saying, hey, I got to do better. That's a really good sign. You don't have much time to do that.
It seems like slow starts have been a problem for you last couple of games. Like, how do you get off to just better starts and not dig a big hole that you have to climb out of?
We got to make some shots, better offensive decisions. I think some of our shot selection in the first quarter in particular is a little iffy. I think there's some better shots. We're going to have to work a little harder to find some better shots early. So,
and that's another thing about the Timberwolves is that the San Antonio Spurs, all you have to do is put pressure. They don't make great decisions. Julius Randle does not make good decisions out of double teams. Anthony Edwards is not great out of double teams. Like, that's all you have to do. You just put a lot of pressure on them, trap them, and they're bound to make a mistake. And then you topple that with the fact that 7'6" Wemby is talking trash and dunking on you and blocking you, and now you're more focused on trying to get him out of the game, but provoking him with a flagrant than you are actually focusing on the game itself. And then your ego kicks in and you start trying to attempt shots on your own and not playing as a team. Well, you already have really bad playmaking ability from basically all of your players. You don't have like a legitimate point guard that can calm things down. So you already have a bunch of players that make really poor decisions out of double teams, out of pressure. And then you topple that with their pride being hurt and everyone wants to be an egomaniac and prove that they're better than Wemby. Well, that's just not going to work for you.
You feel like you found something. What did you feel like you found, and where specifically did you kind of veer off?
Well, I mean, they were super heavy in the gaps, so we did good job of cutting the gaps and finding people and moving around the floor and respacing the floor better. So,
Chris, with Rudy guarding Victor, what's made it so hard for Rudy to try to contain him at times this series?
Well, I think he's done a good job in the large. I think. The first quarter was execution of some coverages to help him out. We blew 3 or 4 of them, Then in the second half, it was similar, just kind of not executing the things we need.
So in other words, what coach is saying here is that you're going to have a perfect game to beat Wembanyama. You can't have any missteps. You have to be basically perfect. And this is a team that has a lot of missteps in the middle of a game. And another thing, too, with Timberwolves that I noticed as well, the 2 games that we lost, it almost fell apart from them at the end, which says a lot. Like, the San Antonio Spurs got better near the end of these games that they won, and the Timberwolves got worse at the end of the games. And I noticed that, too, even with their closeout game against the Nuggets, that one almost fell apart, too. They almost lost that one. So...
around him or him executing the things he needs to
we don't have a power for it yet. Yeah, that is crazy.
Do to give himself the best chance so we can help him. So
how much has foul trouble just played a role in whether
foul trouble it was huge tonight. I mean, it was different guys. Julius super early, then Jaden all game long. That certainly hurts. Yeah.
Chris, Julius got going in the fourth quarter a little bit. What's the key to more consistency from him on the offensive side?
Yeah, I mean, I think you saw, he played with force, played through contact, the first level of contact, stayed on balance a little bit better. So,
with your bigs, just in general, are you getting over the course of the series more pointed with which big lineup combinations you want to have out there, specific to what front court San Antonio has out there, or is it not that meticulous?
We're literally putting Steph Castle on Julius Randle, bro.
Well, I mean, there's certainly matchups that we've been trying to get to all series. Hasn't changed a whole lot, really. other than foul trouble, changes that. So.
Chris, on Julius's defense, are you seeing enough from him on that end of the floor? I mean, is that where some of the breakdowns are coming right now?
Honestly, no. I don't think there's a ton of breakdowns around Julius's defense right now. I think it's a combination of a lot of different things. So.
All right, that's enough of that. I don't want a rookie power forward. That's ridiculous. We need a veteran power forward. Veteran power forward would be nice. I think honestly, I think having Rui Hachimura would be really cool. I don't know how much money he would be looking for though. But I really like Rui. I wanted Rui Hachimura even in the draft. He was one that I had my eye on. I really liked him. All right, we'll do Edwards and then we'll talk to these two. I think those are like best for last because like what the heck were you two thinking? The ego, bro. I just gotta beat Wemby. Yeah, okay.
What would y'all identify as kind of the biggest problem tonight?
Why every time Anthony Edwards speaks, he's up there with someone? Can someone explain that to me? Does anyone know? Do we have any Wolves fans in the chat? There's like 400 people in here. Surely someone will tell me. What is that about? Every single time Anthony Edwards speaks, he's with someone else at the podium. Why is that?
I think they had a lot of second chance points. I don't know, man. I got to go look at the film to really answer that question. But first thing that comes to mind is second chance points. I'm trying to find the offensive rebounds.
Second chance points? That's what you thought? Second chance point. I don't think that's right. Hold on. He thought the second chance points was the reason? Oh my God, they're cooked. Oh my God, they're cooked. How is your first instinct second chance points? Are you serious? Yo, they are so cooked. Your superstar just said, I think what really made us struggle was second chance points. Guys, you know why they really struggled? The assists. That hurt them. It's not second chance points. What is he talking about? It was this. We play like a team, and for a big chunk of this, they played with the ego. That's it. They played with an ego. Also, Wemby. And I'm sure Wemby didn't take kindly to last game Ant saying that things were actually easier when Wemby was off the court. I'm sure he didn't like that. But yeah, points in the paint. 36 to our 68 because you weren't going to try Wemby. So it was Wemby and you not playing like a team. I cannot believe that's his go. How is that your initial? Is he serious? Okay, let me stop.
I can't really find them. First thing that comes to mind is second chance. I don't know, man. I got to go look at the film to really answer that question. But first thing that comes to mind is second chance points. I'm trying to find the offensive rebounds. I can't really find them.
39. I mean 27.
How many rebounds we had?
No, they had 11. They had 11
offensive rebounds. We had 10 offensive rebounds, so it's kind of even. But I think they converted on theirs more than we did.
What?
And it's been a couple games.
Guys, I would not have thought second chance points. It was not second chance points. It was, yeah, we were doing the small thing. We were getting rebound. I mean, our guards were actually getting rebound. Well, Dylan Harper was actually getting rebounds. He had 10 rebounds. But like, wow. That's crazy. I know it's right after the game and he said you got to go look at film, but that's your first initial reaction to the game. It's just like, how engaged were you? Why would you think that it was offensive rebounds? Like, seriously.
Now in a row with slow starts to the game. You guys have kind of been digging out of a hole at the start. What do you think has been going on just at the start?
I mean, tonight, some of the stuff that Wemby was doing, you don't really have too much of an answer for it. Just kind of hope he misses.
Oh my God, they're so cooked. Oh my God, dude. are so cooked. First you say it's offensive rebounds why we lost, and then when you talk about Wemby, it's just like, yeah, it's over.
Made a bunch of shots. I feel like we adjusted, fought back in the game.
Jeez, bro.
Tried to dig ourselves out of the hole, but I mean, eventually they created another league and running out in transition. We got to get back, get matched up. Just game plan mistakes that we keep making, and it's too late in the series to make these mistakes.
Is it like going under guys on screens? Is it transition defense?
It's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of everything. Not knowing the game plan.
Oh, Cap, stop. Clan, you back on crapping on Ant like last time? We took his soul, and then he came back and killed us? I'm sorry. From my recollection, Anthony Edwards killed us because Wemby was gone. I might be mistaken, but I think that an elbow was involved that caused Wemby not to play. I think that's what happened. And when we needed a superstar for superstar, we didn't have anybody to compete. And the Timberwolves had a better shot at getting to the rim. It got so bad we had to just go small because Cornette was struggling as well. So, like, pretty sure it was not having Wemby on why he got his swag back. But no. I'm just responding to what he said. That's all I'm doing. I'm responding to what Ant said. Ant started off with saying that offensive rebounds is why they lost, which is a ridiculous first impression of a game, of this game in particular. And then he goes on to just like say, well, you don't really have an answer for Wemby. How am I supposed to react to that? Of course it's not over. You still got to win a game.
Executing on offense. Like, we know they're going to come out and be physical defensively. We know how to go against that. And then us defensively, we know our coverage is what we're supposed to be doing when they're in pick and roll. And I think we're just not doing it enough.
You guys fought back to tie the score in the third quarter, and then like they outscored you 30-12 from that moment on. Where do you think that got off the rails for you guys? What maybe one or two things that happened there?
Like Ann said, I think a lot of it has to do with game plan mistakes. Just, you know, when you in a tight series like this, and 2-2 game on the road, any momentum, they feed off of that. So I just think that down the stretch, not even down the stretch, I think after we made a run, I was telling Ann it was tie game. I think he missed a jumper, and then we came down, gave up a three, and it just went downhill from there in terms of them going on a run. But what I would say off the top of my head is game plan mistakes.
Anthony, you've played, I think, 40, 40, and 39 the last 3 games. You're about to get a 2-day break. How welcome is that within this series?
I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm ready to get 2 days. I mean, it's not going to really be a break, but it's going to be 2 days. I'm excited for it.
So you feel like the overall belief level, obviously you're down 3-2. You would have to come back here in a 7, but that you guys can kind of still climb out of this.
Yeah, I don't see nobody in the locker room that's too worried. At the end of the day, man, it's another basketball game. So you come out, put your boots on, and get ready to go to war.
Yes.
Man, somebody says, man, it legit sounds like they don't know what the F they're saying. Yeah, it just, I don't know, man. It feels like one of those, like, telltale games where you just kind of choose in a line of dialogue. It doesn't necessarily go with what the question was asked, I guess. I don't know. Just like a bad telltale game. Actually, it's just an NBA game. Just a 2K game. I don't know. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. When you start off with something that's so blatant. I didn't even look at the offensive rebounds before this. Like, we didn't look at those stats or we didn't pay attention to the offensive rebounds when we went over the game. That was not my first impression of this game by any stretch of the imagination. My first impression of this game on why the Wolves lost is because they didn't play like a team. They started shot chucking. A lot of them did. They started like trying to prove themselves, and they were focused more on trying to get under the Spurs' skin rather than just playing the game. That's what I saw.
Is there a challenge to game plan disciplines you guys are talking about in a road environment that's maybe a little more difficult, whether it's the crowd noise affecting communication or things like that makes it maybe a little more difficult than maybe at home?
I can't really pinpoint like why we keep making the game plan mistakes. We just got to be better on it. Yeah, it's just that simple. We just got to be better at, like, whatever the coaches draw up for the game plan, we got to go out there and execute it at the highest level.
This much like in game 2.
One thing I'll say about Anthony Edwards, I really do like Anthony Edwards as a player, by the way. I think he's really good. But I will say this, when it comes to like being a leader of the team, he can sometimes disappear, but that's not even the worst part. He said this before, it was a few years ago. He was saying how like Kyle Anderson is the one that really gets onto him and he needs him to help motivate himself and stuff like that. And now you're kind of in a position where Kyle Anderson is quite unplayable. He's not that great when he's out there. But I feel like, I don't know this for sure. I didn't look into the Wolves lore or anything, but it feels like they went after him to help motivate, the team and be that, locker room guy, because he was really helping with cohesion and everything. But when you have a guy that can't even play, it makes it a little bit more difficult for him to be like the verbal leader of the team. I don't know if Ant is that much of a verbal leader, if I'm being real. I could be wrong, but I don't know. When your best player comes out and says offensive rebounds, I feel like that's why we struggled. That's pretty bad, y'all.
They blew the game open when Jaden McDaniels was in foul trouble. He goes out, and you guys were down by, I think, 18 at the end of the third quarter. Just what does it do for you guys when he's in foul trouble, and does it give them an advantage?
We lost 2 games for no reason. I don't know if you're being sarcastic, but like, kinda, yeah.
When he's resting like that.
Of course. He means so much to our team. I always get selfishly frustrated when he gets in foul trouble, just because his presence out there on the defensive end and being able to make plays and be aggressive, we need that. So when he goes out in foul trouble, it hurts us because he means so much to our team. He's one of our anchors.
It's true. Yeah, it is true that we lost those 2 for no reason, bro.
Defensively,
we could have won both.
And
especially the second one.
He's been in those positions before also. So
yeah, they were our fault.
Yeah, he means a lot to our team for sure.
Anthony kind of mentioned what Wemby did early.
Like I said before with the Timberwolves, they barely won some games, but they can't barely win 2 more. So we need to put them away. We can't keep just saying, well, they barely won. Well, they can't barely win 2 more times.
Is that the type of energy y'all kind of expected from him coming out, considering what happened last game? And I guess from your perspective, how hard is that type of burst for him to contain?
Yeah, he's one of the best players in the league. So, I always say, playoff times, the best players, rise to the occasion. And at any given moment, they can, go off. You seen Ant last game, how he was able to just erupt and get it. Once he gets it going, it's like it's hard to stop. And I think Wemby, he came out, with that same mindset. He made some easy ones, and then the basket started to look a little big for him. So I wouldn't say we expected it. We came into the game trying to win a game, and we understand what kind of player he is. So when you're a good player like that, at any given moment you can just break out.
Ant 2 years ago, you were in this.
It is so funny how the Timberwolves talk so much trash about the Nuggets, and they wouldn't dare say that about us.
Same situation. You lost Game 5 to Denver. You came back and won the series. What do you maybe draw from that experience?
Is that a Thunder fan? What you doing here? Hey, get out of here. What are you doing here? You're in the wrong place, buddy. Don't. By the way, chat. Don't. Our mods. Don't get rid of them. Let them be here. It's okay. Show up in the games. Let's get past the Timberwolves. I know you're terrified of us Spurs right now. So let's get past the Timberwolves first. We're not going to talk about our series against you until we do that. But I know you're terrified. I know you wanted Wemby to be suspended. I'm sure you were calling for his head after he threw an elbow because you just care so much about the integrity of the game and you just don't want to see a dangerous precedent being set because Wembanyama threw some elbows. So I know that you were one of those people. I'll guarantee it. If we took a look at your Twitter, I'm sure it's full of that. But just want you to know we're coming for you. Let us take care of them first. But we're coming for you. And you show up every single live stream. I want you here. Okay? We love you. And after we take care of business with you guys, then you can jump on the bandwagon. We always allow newcomers here. We are not gatekeepers. Okay? All right. We aren't worried about Wemby. I don't know why you put it in quotations Wemby. Like, okay. That's his name. I don't know why you did that.
And how did you guys, looking back on it, kind of refocus, backs against the wall, and come back and get that series?
I mean, we know, like I said, the game plan. We know what we got to do in order to beat the team. And I think everything starts
Good
with
to see you too.
Jaden McDaniels trying to keep him out of foul trouble because he's so important to the team. He's so important to us. It hurts everybody when he gets in foul trouble. And some tough calls being made out there against him, man. So it's not too much we can say, but yeah, we try to avoid him getting in foul trouble, and if we can do that, we give ourselves a great chance to win the ball game.
Awesome, thanks, guys.
All right. Oh crap.
I just played in no.
Sorry. As you can see, I play a lot of Marvel Rivals.
What would y'all identify?
All right. These are the two I want to listen to. Julius, bro, what were you doing?
Collectively from the group.
This man went. Hold on. Julius Randle jacked up the most shots on his team, and he was atrocious. I don't know what he was thinking, bro. It was so bad. 6 for 17, bro. What are you doing? All right, I hope he learned nothing.
Like, you got back into it a couple of times, but just could never sustain it.
Just didn't have the discipline, I guess, to do what was working. Offense is tough to come by, so when we find some success in something, we got to keep with it. And, we just got to have the discipline and patience to do it.
I think you only had 1 assist tonight, and the assist numbers for you have been low this series. Just what are they doing to limit the playmaking that has been so good for you?
I can barely hear him.
I'm not sure.
What? Wait, what?
This series, just what are they doing to limit the playmaking that has been so good for you all season?
I'm not sure. Gotta look at the tape, maybe getting more positions of playmaking. A lot of times I'm spacing or like crashing offensive glass, stuff like that. So maybe just getting more positions where I can play make, getting short rolls or in the pocket or elbows, whatever it is,
You guys started. That was a whole lot of nothing. He started off with he doesn't know why he's been struggling to play make. Guys, this is very concerning. This is an entire series. I am so convinced that the Spurs have lost those 2 games because of us, bro. Oh my God. I'm not going to say the Wemby elbow wasn't worth it. Let's get past the Wolves, and then if we beat them, then it was definitely worth it. I think at least for this last game, it was worth it. The calls were more fair. But good God almighty, man. Between Randall and Ant not knowing what happened in this game. Like, I know it seems like I'm just kind of harping on this and I'm being a little ridiculous, but that's pretty bad. Like, this is a series where by the time you get to game 3, you kind of know each other quite a bit, and not a lot is going to change at that point, right? It's not going to be huge shifts. If you're not recognizing what happened after the games at this point, now if this was game 1, sure, but at this point you're not recognizing what happened, or you don't even at least really have an idea of what happened, then that means you definitely didn't know in the middle of the game. Ridiculous.
The second half really strong, with obviously with your starting lineup. The startup games have been kind of tough. What did you feel like you found at the start of that third quarter that was working for you guys?
Just getting Ant off the ball and setting some screens for him. so they can't just trap him when he dribbles over half court. You know, every time he dribbles over half court, they're trapping, and then they're kind of fanning out once we pass out and, you know, get into space.
Is Julius Randle on his last contract? Is he on the last year of his contract? Is that what's going on here? Hold on. I'm sorry. What? Julius Randle contract. That has to be it. That has to be it, bro. Is that what's going on? No. He still got 2 more years. I mean, I'm like, is he jacking up shots because he's trying to show the next team what he can do? Like, I don't understand. How much he make? 33. 30 million right now, and it's going up from 33 to 35 or 36, which I don't think is that crazy, but he hasn't been the best. Well, percentage of the cap, 19% of the cap. Jeez, man. I'm sorry. I'm getting upset, and I'm not having a Wolves fan. Like,
and then trying to funnel everything back to the rim with Wemby. So I think just getting him off the ball a little bit and just letting him, you know, come off some screens to where they just can't trap him as soon as he has the ball.
It seems like you guys have gotten off to some poor starts in this series. Like, how do you kind of come out of the gates a little stronger so you're not climbing out of a hole?
That's a great question. That's a great question. I feel like we're getting some good shots, you know, to start the game.
The only player from the Timberwolves I would want, well, it's a couple of them I've wanted, is, well, I mean, Naz Reid would have to calm down with trying to, like, protect his ego. But him and Jaden McDaniels, I really like those two. I wanted Jaden McDaniels when we had a chance to get him, and I wanted Naz Reid when we had a chance to get him. So those would be 2 guys. Julius Randle will be the best fit with Wemby. Julius Randle? Yeah. I guess that's the benefit of having someone like Wemby, but Julius' decision-making has been pretty awful. But yeah, his you're right, though. His role will be much different if he was with the Spurs. But, I mean, this is really bad, man, for a veteran. Like, some of the things that he's attempting. Like, it's really bad. Naz Reid a clown. Yeah, I wanted Naz Reid back in the day, or a few years ago, but
I think it's that.
Jay McDaniels is definitely one that I would want.
You know, getting some stops. You know, Wemby's super aggressive to start the game, so slowing him down a little bit too.
Is there more you can do against him? I mean, it just seems like it's such a matchup problem. Like, how do you make it tough for him?
Yeah, I mean, he had 16 to start the game in the first 6 or 7 minutes, and then he finished with 27. So I think we did a good job of, like, slowing him down. We just gotta, you know, do a better job as a team, you know, to not let him be, you know, so aggressive to start the game, show him some more bodies, you know, be a little more physical, stuff like that.
There have been some wild swings in this series. Like, how do you navigate it and just kind of stay level-headed going into Game 6 here?
Just play the game that's in front of you. You know, that's all we can do.
When you and Naz are out there both together, that's when you guys have been scoring. You know, in this series, what is that lineup?
Even after a loss, there's a certain level of energy and confidence that exudes from the Spurs. It seems like the Wolves, man, we just don't need to give them any life. Wemby needs to play hard in the next one, just like he did with this one, and we don't need to give them any life. That's all it is. They're ready to go home. I think they're ready to go home. But if you give them that light at the end of the tunnel, they're going to take it. You got to put your foot on their necks, you know, really early in this next game. But like when I see the Spurs lose, it's not like this. Like, we're down or we're a little upset, but it's not like this. Especially when you listen to like Dylan Harper or Devin Vassell. Like, they are energetic, they are ready, they are still excited for what's to come. This just seems sad, bro. I don't know.
Guys, and then defensively, what do you need to do to kind of prevent them when it's you two out there?
It just kind of takes him away from the rim, Wemby. You know, he can't help as much because it's like a little bit of like spacing is different. 5 out, and Nas being able to space the floor. And then defensively, we got to keep him off the glass. Got to keep people off the glass, and take away his roles. Like when he's, when it's that group in the game, he tends to like roll more and crash the glass and stuff like that. So, got to get him off his spots when he rolls.
It sounds like you said it looks like they don't have an answer. They don't. A lot of I don't knows, and I think it was offensive rebounds. Like, are we serious? All right, Nas, a rebound.
Nas, you guys kind of got back into it in that third quarter. Like, what made it hard to sustain what you had got rolling there?
It kind of feed off of our mistakes. That's really what I've seen. It's a hard playing team. They're in a situation they're in for a reason, but we are as well. And we just gotta be solid, be more solid, and take care of the ball sometimes, and stop the ball at the point of attack.
What is it making it hard for you guys offensively to find like a real rhythm?
That's a good question. I'll have to watch the film and see, but just from the feel in the game, I think we're generating a lot of good shots. We just got to hit them, I guess.
I know this is very uncomfortable to say. I never been that excited when, like, even when we have to say this, when you're just like, oh, you just got to hit your shots. We kind of said at the beginning of this segment that might be one of the answers, right? When it's just, you just got to hit your shots, that's in your control, but it's also not. Like, sometimes you just going to have an off game, right? But, like, I don't think that the Timberwolves were getting great shots in this game either. I don't think that it was easy shots. They didn't even attempt in the paint, Hold on. Let's see. What was the points in the paint? 36 to our 68 points in the paint. Like, they're not even scoring in the paint at all. Largely is 30. And also, it has to be depleting if you're the Wolves, where every time you win, it's like a dogfight and you win by a few points. But then when you lose, you're losing by 30, 40. Like, that's what I was saying after that second game, that them losing by 40 meant something. Like, I know people were like, it doesn't mean anything. Losing by 40? Like, it's not surprising for the home team to come into the second game and make sure that they beat you and you lose that one. But 40? Any given moment, the Spurs could have won by 30 earlier in this game. Any given moment, if Devin Vassell or Julian Champagnie would have went off or hit a couple threes, then it could have got away and got ugly real fast. They missed quite a few. It could have got ugly so fast. Yep, Belt.
I was saying that the mistakes played a big role in the loss tonight. Just kind of what happens when to the rest of the team, like when a game plan is being followed or things like that, and just how does it throw you guys off kilter?
We kind of we walk over stuff for a reason. We kind of got to follow the game plan. Obviously, coaches know. They put a lot of work in scouting, doing what they're doing. And, we're just doing the hard work. Well, we're doing some of the hard work, whereas we're on the court, but we might be able to feel some things out. But coaches, they're doing their job for a reason.
So you're not listening to the coaches. And that was also something that the coach said, in which the coach was like, hey, sometimes we got to wait from the game plan, but that's on me. I got to make sure that we're going according to the game plan. Now you have Nas Reed saying that sometimes we need to listen to the coaches. And then you got your star, Anthony Edwards, saying, I think that it was offensive rebounds on why we lost. And then you got Julius Randle saying, I don't know why I can't play make. I don't know what they're doing differently. So it's just a mixture of not listening to coaches and, I don't want to say like low IQ or anything, but at least it's not high enough to recognize some obvious reasons why you lost this game, or at least some good ideas on why you might have lost. And I don't see that with the Spurs. Usually, because they're communicating in the middle of games as well, really well, and they're listening. I rarely see our players talk about the game afterwards and say, I have no idea what happened. That doesn't happen. Like, they'll say, yeah, we need to look at, some film, but what I think is this, and it's usually a decent answer, or at least what we saw sitting on our couches, right? Yeah, I don't know.
They're not wrong, so.
Spurs versus OKC, Spurs in 6. Ooh. I'm taking Spurs in 7.
Just being more solid, following the game plan and understanding time and situation in those instances, and trying to just figure out a fine line between kind of having the feel and doing what they ask. Because like I said before, they're not wrong.
Is that the battle, like feeling something in the moment of the game versus what?
I mean, I don't really know 100%, but in those moments, every team goes through it. Every sport goes through it. I mean, whether it's a team sport or not. But I mean, I think just kind of sometimes you might have a feel to do X, Y, and Z, and it's like I thought, but that's kind of when you get burnt on the game plan mistakes. So I mean, just being as solid as you can, but obviously having feel within the game as well.
Chat, do you know? And that's a fine point too. Chat, do you know when the Western Conference Finals would even start? Does anyone know? What day would it even start?
Oh.
You guys are shooting a lot fewer threes in this series than you did like in an average game during the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that is?
I'm not sure, honestly. I don't know, honestly. I'll probably have to watch, but I mean, I think they're there to be had.
In the regular season, why do you think that is? Threes in this series than you did like in an average game during the regular season. Why do you think that is?
They're shooting less threes than they did in the regular season? Yeah, stop ego. I don't know. Stop trying Wemby so much. NBC said Sunday? Probably Tuesday? Next Tuesday?
They're there to be had. Just gotta make the right play.
It's like it's not every 2 games in the Western Conference Finals, right? It's not like every 3 games. Next Tuesday? That's pretty quick. Oh, dude, that would be kind of sweet. I'm hanging out with my best friend in Atlanta. Dude, we're gonna have to like find a bar or something and watch this. And I guess we could watch it at like a hotel. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Oh, that's gonna be fun.
As you guys were down against Denver 3-2, like they've gotten on you pretty good in Game 5, and you came back and won the series. Do you draw anything from being in this spot before?
Yeah.
Ooh,
sure.
all games will be on. Wait, what is Kevin Harlan on? He's not on NBC, isn't he? Oh, no, Kevin Harlan's on Prime. Will the finals be on Prime? Kevin Harlan's on Prime, right? Dang. You said make sure you get NBC. Well, that's Peacock, right? He's on Prime. Dang it. Dang. I mean, don't get me wrong, NBC's good, but dang, bro. I want Kevin Harlan. No finals are on ABC. Okay. Well.
It's kind of where the experience comes in. Just it's still three more games left, so it's like, I mean, you got to make the best of them, make them count. Like I said before, that's where the experience comes in, and we know what we got to do. We know what situation we're in. Like you said before, we've been in this situation before, so it's not like it's not time to panic. I mean, this is when you calm and play our brand of basketball.
What maybe looking back on that time, what maybe enabled you guys?
That would be a very funny bit if I went to Magic City for Luke Cornett when I'm in Atlanta. That would be very funny.
Refocus, kind of after that.
Just applying the same pressure they applying to us. That's all it is. Just applying that pressure.
Fatigue. It's the playoffs, and both teams are facing this the same part scheduled. But is it something where when there's games every other day that you guys are feeling?
I kind of like it better that way, honestly. I don't really like to. I like to get after. I think you kind of stay in the rhythm. I think you kind of have a flow. Obviously, within the 2 day span, you obviously want to get in the gym 2-3 times a day if you can, or obviously, you know, you got to kind of balance it. But I don't know, I kind of like playing every other day. It kind of gives me that in-season feeling vibe.
When you're on the floor with Rudy, what are you focused on? And when you're on the floor with Julius, what are you focused on?
As far as like offense or defense?
Just like in general, like what are your priorities, given there's a different big mix?
I mean, I'm with the switch group regardless, so kind of switching 1 through 4, 1 through 5 in that aspect. And then offensively, just, you know, either staying space or kind of being within the action, I would say.
All I know is I'm tired of non-Spurs broadcasters. Like, at least Spurs broadcasters are mostly fair. Every other one feels like they hate the Spurs. How you not going to call out the obvious fouls? Even our broadcasters call out our mess ups. The Spurs broadcasters are really good. Jacob and Sean are really good. But I don't necessarily think the commentators have been that bad. Like, I was with you because I complained about that too, where I'm like, dude, you gotta call out some of these fouls. But I don't think it's malice. I don't feel like they hate the Spurs or anything. They praise us quite a bit. No. They annoy me. They annoy me in those because I feel like it was their problem, their issue too, where it's like, dude, you gotta call these out, and the refs aren't, and they're taking it lightly. But all I'm saying, I'm responding to I think they hate us. I don't think they hate us. I didn't get that vibe. And by the way, if it's Kevin Harlan, I want him every time. I don't care. Bro, that drawers was so funny. Y'all remember that? You can't grab another man's drawers. Do you remember that? Hold on. You can't do it on the court. You can't do it in public. That was so funny. You can't grab a man's drawers. Let me see. I can't play the clip because, yeah, copyright, but let me see if I can get to it.
To see that they can creep back in this game. On the drawers of Hardaway. You can't pull a man's drawers. He stretched him. We saw it in the foul call that he has.
Let me go to it.
Murray was wrong with him. You can't do it on the floor. You can't do it in public.
He's so good. The voice, man. He's so good. Gosh. And then they had him on 2K. Just so good. Perfect voice. I know they don't hate us, but like you see Rudy throw and shove Wemby, and you praise it as good big man move. Oh yeah, or they'll be like, oh yeah, that's a veteran move right there, and like he's literally just like pulling his arm. Like, what are we talking about? No, I know what you're saying. I wish we had an option where we can switch between them and then our broadcasters. That would be much better. I ain't gonna lie to you. That would be so much better. But unfortunately, they don't have that. I don't know why. Kevin Harlan has some great commentary. He's so good, bro. Yeah. Keldon go deep in Reed's jump. Yeah. That I reposted it. I reposted it because of that. Like, I thought that was so funny. And I said, Keldon, you can't pull a man's drawers. Good stuff. All right, guys. It is late. We've been on here for 2 hours. We never do that. I actually went the extra hour because I won't see you guys till Friday. So I just wanted it to be fair. I don't know if I'll do a watch party. What time is that game? Doesn't matter because I can be up pretty late, but it's 8:31. I might go live. It's a late one. I'll be able to get everything I want done during the day. I think we might do a watch party. I'm not gonna. Don't hold me to it, but I think I am. Maybe I can get Impeccable on here. I wonder if Switch will be down. I don't know if he has to. I don't know. I don't know if he has to do something. Getting impeccable on here will be fun, though. I might do that. I'll see if Swish want to get on. If I can get all three of us on, that would be a lot of fun. And then maybe when we do the post-game stuff, then it could just be us. But yeah. Clan, are you still moving to Japan? Yeah. No, he isn't. Yeah, I am. Who told you I wasn't? All right, guys. I'm hopping off. I will get with you guys later. I appreciate the love. I will see you next time. Either a watch party, look out for that, or we'll just straight up just come on after it. Honestly, the watch party might be fine because we fixed the stream. Like, it was pretty smooth today, right? Was the stream good today? Sorry, because I'm talking to Caps. Oh, sorry. Was the stream good today? I think I found the perfect bitrate for everything. Yeah, stream was good. Okay. Yeah, I think I found the perfect bitrate. Let me go to the stream itself. And it says poor, but I might be able to bring up the bitrate a little bit more. But that's good that you guys said buffed only twice. Okay. Light lag. Okay. So I could probably amp it up a little bit. I might just amp it up to 4,000. I got it at 3,750. So I'll bring it up to maybe we'll do 3,900. I'll do 3,900 next time. And maybe that'll make it good. Collab with TSR someday. I did live streams with TSR a while ago. I just don't collab no more. I don't collab with people. It's not really much benefit from doing it, honestly. I'd rather just have a good time while I'm doing it. And having a good time would be like have my friends on, and Impeccable is like genuinely a friend of mine, so I'd rather just chill and talk to him. Collab with the T-Wolves guy? I'd rather not. Yeah, I'd rather not. Maybe we can do that for the Thunder series. You guys remember those guys that were Thunder fans that were doing those podcasts, and like I called them out for like some of the worst takes ever? I don't even remember what their name was. Do you guys remember them? Do you know their names? They didn't like me very much. Nobody remembers who they were. I wonder if I put... Yeah, I can't find them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see them. Anyways, I'll get with you guys later. Have a great night. I'll see you on Friday, either for a watch party or afterwards. Either way, we'll be live. See you Friday.